Hello, everyone. EP2, week 13. I'm excited. You're excited. We're really in the tail end of our semester, and I'd really like to have a gentle slope down, to be in all honesty. So, we're going to keep it nice and easy. The peer feedback, the long delayed peer feedback project, that is starting today, and that will be online on Discord. Very important. So you'll be working with each other over that, but that will be a pretty chill, so to speak, a relaxed, positive, happy project to work on. But let us get into it. Oh, there we go. So, first order of business is yes, today your peer feedback project begins. If you go get on Discord, not everyone is on Discord for some reason. I don't understand. It's not like it's exceedingly difficult. It's made for gamers, so it's quite easy. But get on Discord. If you have some trouble, contact me and we can get things sorted out. But this is a group project, so you need to work together, and Discord is how we're measuring and monitoring all your participation. So you'll find your own group's chat room, and there'll be a link to another student's video, and you'll start talking about it and chatting about it. Each video will have a different discussion leader. So you're going to rotate amongst yourselves about who's the team leader for each video. So it's not one person doing all the work. You're all doing your own fair share. Make sure you use the Google form attached on eClass. You should be able to download that with no problems. And make sure when you save that file, when you upload it onto eClass as a submission, make sure you put a unique file name, like the student's name. That'd be easier. All right. Now, some feedback, and this is going to get interesting. Feedback on your video lessons. Sound is the most important thing. There's a trope among video creators on YouTube and what have you. The audience will tolerate bad video quality. They will not tolerate bad audio quality. So let me give you an example. Right now I'm using this big microphone. But what if I had to rely on the camera microphone? That's a problem. Can you hear me very well when I use the camera microphone? Can you hear everything I say? What if I talk a little too quietly? Can you hear that? Or can you hear all the other sounds as well? But when I go back to this microphone, the big one, you can hear my voice a lot better, even when I speak a bit quieter, even when I whisper. It even kind of works, so it's okay. But if I whisper for the camera, it doesn't work. So audio is important, and that was a consistent issue with that, with a lot of our videos. Now, you don't have a big USB microphone. That's okay. They do cost money, but this only costs 50,000 won, so it's not the most expensive thing in the world. But even then, if the microphone is not placed correctly, if it's too far away, its functionality doesn't work as well. It's not as good, and you can't hear as well either. So we need to be aware where we're talking to for videos. It's you all have your own personal microphones, of course. They're on your cell phones, and you can use cell phone mics perfectly fine and capture that audio, and so it is perfectly fine. So to be aware of your mic placement and of which microphone you're talking to, and also of any interference or other sounds that you might not hear. So make sure you watch your video before you send it, or publish it rather. Video. We're going to talk about a few things here. Camera angles. Be aware how you look to your viewer. Now, right now, the viewer, you're on a tripod looking at me. I'm going to move some things out of the way. Okay, can you see me? This is a downward angle. And so you, the viewer, is looking down at me. This is uncomfortable and it's unsettling for lots of different reasons. Uh, don't film like this. Also, don't film like this. This is an upward angle where you are looking up into my nose. This is disgusting, for lack of a better term. It's not a good thing to look at. There we go. All right. This is a Dutch angle. We see this in movies sometimes. It's not even. It's at an angle. This makes the audience feel uneasy, and it does. And if we stay at this angle long enough, you might feel sick. So make sure your camera's even and nice and flat for our purposes. That's all we need. There we go. All right. Those are different angles. Now, cinematography is well, it's an art in of itself, but those are very, very basics. If you're using a tablet computer and you're using, or an iPad of some sort, and how you angle your camera really affects how people see you. And so be very careful of those unflattering angles because we don't always look our most beautiful at some angles. Lights are a thing. Now, I've got this now. This is a ring light I bought off Coupang. It's pretty cheap. It plugs in the USB. It's got a light. So now I can do shadow things. I can do this. I can do this. And I can minimize it. So I can add. I can look older or more stressed, things like that. I don't expect you to have this. I didn't have this for a long time either. It's very helpful because you can see the difference even here. If I turn it off, you can see the shadows, and I'm much darker. Turn it on, it's a bit lighter, Turn it on, now I'm much brighter as well. And here, this is the white light. Now, none of you have this as far as that I've seen so far. What you do have is natural lighting. Some of you filmed outside and on a sunny day. That looked actually quite good. But most of us filmed in our rooms, in our apartments. And our apartments have these ceiling lights. This makes it hard to see and makes the white bounce very difficult. You can see my camera is trying to make things okay. But if I move my head, move it back, the camera doesn't like it. It tries to make everything a bit easier. And it looks like I'm on, this is a very bright white light. And it's hard to see. And especially, I have a big camera, a big DSLR that I'm using. But a lot of your cameras that you used, were your phone cameras or tablet cameras, which aren't the lenses aren't as big. That's all they are. So, something I want us to be aware of is how we place our lighting. This was our first pandemic, year. This can happen again. It's happened. So, it's something that we need to be ready for in the future. And so it's not going, even though we're getting back to in-person classes, especially in elementary school, middle school, high school, we can go back to video classes very easily now. We know it can be done. So we need to be ready to make it good. So also, me personally, I don't only teach at Gode. I teach adults in Seoul. But those are all through video classes. They're video chatting programs. And they like me a lot more when I got this light and the fancy camera as my webcam. They respond much more positive. They think I'm a famous YouTuber. I'm not, but but it does help affect things now, and it helps affect things for the positive. So be aware of that. I will be aware of how having too much backlight makes shadow problems on your face. Having the ceiling light that we have in our apartments, those are really bad for lighting. We need additional foreground lighting. There's obviously, we're not making movies here, we're not making full scale productions, but you have background lighting, foreground lighting. That's why movie sets and TV sets are famously very bright places, because they have so much lighting. My wife is wanting me to think about getting a green screen instead of showing the wall, and that will require a different lighting setup as well, which is a bit complicated. So these are technical things that we didn't really get into, but saw consistent, not issues, but these things consistently came up, and I want us to be aware of them and how we can help mitigate these factors, how we can help lessen them by just moving and where we place our camera and what we do with lights. Those are all things that can help us out quite a bit. Now, having these ring lights, they make great. That makes me look very bright and all that great stuff. It makes heat a bit, and it's very bright in my face, so my eyes hurt. So I actually squint a bit more, so I look older, and I already look old enough. So there are drawbacks as well, things to bear in mind. All right, but overall, I'm very happy to see things, and I've been able to go through some of your storytelling videos and some very creative ideas. Some of you are doing puppet shows. Some one shadow puppet, which was a very, very clever concept, and so I'm really happy. One of the great positives of this whole pandemic is we wouldn't have, in a normal semester, we wouldn't be able to do a storytelling activity like this, where individually you make your own projects and let your individual creativity show. And that's really nice. I really appreciate that part. And so in the future, I think it's a great idea to keep. So that's nice. All right, so those are two big feedback there. About your game directions, overall, pretty basic. I just I wanted to hear your voices and make sure you could speak right. And overall, we're doing excellent. Well, it's a nice mulligan of a project. But something that is a common issue is that overly complicated word choice or overly difficult word choice. Remember, these directions that you're giving to students. These students are elementary school, so we need to be careful with the words that we use. And you're all very smart, intelligent, erudite university students, and you're going to teach third graders, and they don't know nothing from nobody. Or even if they're smart, but they're just ignorant. So using overly complicated words can be disadvantage to what we want to do. But that's just a general theme, and that's a common theme we have throughout all our classes. All right, since we're starting our project, our feedback project, I think this is going to be our last big project. We need to have 2 makeup classes, and I'm pretty sure, because nobody tells me anything, but I think we can set up our makeup classes, instead of having lectures, we can have tasks. And I want to see if I can set it up so that our feedback our group feedback project, we can count that as makeup classes. I think that can be done, but I'm going to check on that. We still have a couple of weeks. If that can be done, then that will work out perfectly. We can count that discussion time that you're having with each other as a class time, as you're working for a project. And so I'm going to make sure that's possible for us to do. And this will be effectively your final project of the class. I don't see a need for any more. You're busy with other things. The next couple of lectures are going to focus on role playing and acting, but they're just going to be informational videos. They're not going to be anything too stressful. I think you've done a lot of work this semester, and I'm very happy for it. And I think it's been great practice for you. But I think you've done enough there. So it's something that we need to. But I'll take care of that. You'll be mostly done with your peer feedback, and we'll get that. You'll take care of that. I'll be able to monitor your discussion on Discord. Do not have your group discussions on Kakao, for the simple reason. And think of it as like when last year, when you had group discussions in class, and you're working with your team, and I was walking around, making sure things were going right, providing feedback, advice, and testing out your ideas. I can't do that. I can't help you if you're on Kakao. I can only. I need to be able to see what you're doing, and Discord is a central location for that. It's not perfect, I'm finding out, but it's better than zero, which is what we had last semester. All right. That brings us, checking the time, 17 minutes and 14 seconds of recording time. Now, that's what I need to talk about now. So this will be the end of the main lecture. I'm going to go about setting things up on Discord for you. So hopefully everyone gets up on Discord, because not everyone's on it. I've told you like 5 times. Get on Discord. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it. All right. But please just let this keep running, because I need to get things set up. Well, there's no secret here. But each group has different videos already assigned. Obviously, you're not going to provide feedback on your own video, so you'll be getting other people's videos. So that's the exciting part. Okay. You'll get each video one at a time, just to help control the feed. What's the phrase? Drip feed. So you'll get a drip feed. I like mechanical keyboards. They click much better. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Have a good day. We'll talk on Discord.